Hi, and welcome to Dating as a Joke, where we take dating so seriously that we laugh about it. And today I've got Emily with me, which I am so excited to have this conversation, especially because Emily describes herself as a female George Costanza due to her current living situation and employment situation. But I don't know, Emily, if George Costanza had looked like you, I think he would have done better in life, right?
Thank you. I'm not balding yet.
Good hair like that, right? Like it's definitely a good hair day. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. Honestly, it's so nice to meet you. Yeah, waiting for this. I've been writing some notes on an airplane just preemptive for meeting you. And yeah, it's like you said, we're like family now, I think.
Yeah, it is. We just had we met on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yes.
love social media. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm addicted to social media. I love social media. And I have met great people on social media.
Well, here I am.
Yes, you are.
No,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
just no, I
And I
agree.
have
Like it's great to connect with people across the globe. I mean, what day and age are we living in? It's so awesome.
Yeah, it is. I enjoy it. Now, Emily, I'm gonna just kind of get us right started, and I always like to start with the same question because there seems to be maybe a stereotype or rumor, I don't know, that men don't really like dating funny women, even though
Okay.
sometimes you hear that they do, but in reality they don't. I want to know what your opinion is or your experiences with that statement.
I completely agree. Like, say I said something funny, and I'm always laughing at my own quips, but
Yeah.
they don't. And I'm just like, well, I thought it was like funny. Like, I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, like an inherent male thing, but they don't like to laugh at us or with us.
With us, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's very disheartening sometimes.
Maybe they just don't get the humor because it's interesting the way you said that. Like I've had that experience where it's like, okay, that was funny. Like, what did you not get about that? Like,
Yeah, they
is it that
just
you didn't get the joke or?
maybe they didn't get the joke. I think,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm going to chalk it up to that because that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Now,
it
do you like to date funny men? Is that
is.
something that you look for?
Interesting. That's actually one of my, you know how there's like love languages, there's like five of them
Yes.
and people tick them off. One of mine is humor. Make me laugh, make fun of me, like chirp me, uh
Okay.
witty banter. That's one of my love languages, even though it's not one of the five. But
Yeah.
it's definitely something I look for because I mean life is so serious and short. And I mean, why not laugh? I mean, it makes me happy, and that's what I care about.
Yeah. And would you say that maybe that's why you're even in comedy? Like to kind of spread that, that laughter, or is that something that you kind of did on purpose?
I appreciate that question, actually. I'm not quite sure. I find like in my lifetime, so many things have happened. So traumas, which I've briefly touched on, but that's kind of what I mostly joke about is like the serious stuff, but make it funny. And
Yeah.
so I kind of want that in a partner as well. So that's where I'm coming from because yeah, life is too serious and I don't want to take it that way.
Yeah. So when I started doing comedy, part of it was that I was feeling so helpless with everything that's kind of currently going on in the world,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, you're kind of watching all this stuff, and I'm like, I feel so helpless. And then I did a mic and everybody, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I can't just, take over the world and make it a better place. But I can, one, I think, spread a message through my comedy.
Exactly.
And I know that you do that a lot. I've been stalking you a little bit, right? Like
I'm honored.
right? Yeah, like I've been watching you and you do that and you do it quite well. You have a lot of honesty in your comedy that I think people can connect to. I know I think that's why we're connected now because I feel connected to you because you come across very honestly. And then two, at least make people laugh. Even if it's just those 5 minutes you've got on stage, just let them forget about everything else and just have a good time for a little while.
Yeah, exactly. And also, on the same token, I mean, there's a lot to complain about in this day and age,
Mhm,
especially in the city. So, like Toronto, people know of
mhm.
Toronto. It's so busy, chaotic, rush, everyone's angry. And, like, why not make a joke about that? Like, why
Yeah.
not joke about that? Because otherwise, I'm sitting in traffic wanting to cry and it's just super upset. So, like, why not? I mean, I came up with my first 5 minute set in traffic. So,
Really? Okay. Yeah, it's funny that that comes. Well, and I mean, this show would not exist if it wasn't for the shit show of a dating life I have passed
feel
this
you.
year. So, right, like, why not just make it positive? Every time I have a bad experience on a dating app or something, I'm like, content,
Content. Exactly. That's exactly
content.
how I feel. Let me write that down real quick because this was awful. So,
It also happens when I have conversations with my mom sometimes. I start getting triggered and I'm like, content. That's how I look at it.
oh my God. Don't even ask me about my mom. She is not watching this, thank God. But yeah, she is a huge source of my jokes. She's insane. Uh, so yeah, she's actually probably a big part of why I make fun of stuff because yeah, life with her.
Now, okay, so speaking of funny stuff and disasters and trauma, let's go to let's switch over to kind of dating.
Segue.
You said that you're currently single, right?
Yes, yes. I've been
Yes.
single for about 5 years now. So long time, long time.
And are you, I would say, like, I don't know even how to ask this, but are you like actively, like, are you trying to date or are you kind of sitting back? Like, and I'm asking more because I want to know where to meet people.
Absolutely. So no is the short answer. Quick answer, I would love to meet the man of my dreams in the produce aisle at a grocery store. That's kind of, I have that in my mind, and that did happen, but it was so bad. So, so
Oh,
bad. It turned out awful, but hey, content, right?
yes. But you
But
had
yeah,
like your grocery store meet cute,
I
at
had
least
a
the
meet
short-lived one?
cute.
Okay.
Yes, okay. And I didn't know what that was until I kind of looked it up. But yeah, it was a meet cute and it turned into like a meet never see you again.
Okay.
It was really, really bad.
Okay. Okay, well, let's go to my wheel, my digital wheel of dating disasters and see where it takes our conversation. Okay. A crush you should have left on red.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay, it might be your grocery store made you, but have you had that where perhaps, you took a chance on something that
Oof. Yes, absolutely. I dated a guy that had an ex-girlfriend who was very much in the picture. And like it's kind of a sad story. She was like addicted to drugs and stuff like that, and got exposed to way too much that I
mm,
never wanted to be exposed to. But I should have left that one on red. But a year later, then I left it on red. But yeah, it took me
oh,
like a year. So I mean,
mhm.
loyalty.
Yeah.
You're
How
like,
how did
oh
you how
God.
did you meet him initially?
Okay, so I met him actually walking my dog along the waterfront, and he
Oh,
had two dogs, and it was actually, I don't know if you would call it a meet cute, because again, it was very, very traumatizing. But yeah, I met him walking my dog, and he had a dog, and long story short, a year later, I wish I never met him.
yeah. A lot of stories kind of end like that.
I
Yeah.
know.
Now, do you what about because I mean you're very active, you're active on social media. I see you on Instagram, I see you on TikTok. Do you get a lot of like men trying to slide into your DMs? Do you get a lot of messages?
You know what? I have this like filter where people can't message me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so unless it's like, and then there's also other filters where if they say like inappropriate words or what have you, it won't come through. So I recently figured out how to do that. So luckily, not so much, but I've slid in a couple comedians' DMs before.
Have you? Okay. Okay. So would you, okay, because I have met people who are completely against dating comedians. Like they would not even consider it.
That's fair. That's fair. And I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
We're a different breed, as you know, because
Mhm.
you're in comedy. It's a different breed for sure. But yeah, I've slid into a couple of Kill Tony comedians DMs and even the drummer from Kill Tony, we FaceTimed one time.
Really? Now, what's your like, do you have like a go-to line? Like what's your tactic?
You know what I say? I go, "Hey, it's your Canadian girl." And usually they like Canadians, I think, but
Okay, yeah.
it
Yeah.
seems to work out, even though it's like, here's my nationality, message me
Mhm.
back. Message me back.
Okay.
So that's pretty much
Nice.
it. Yeah, it's
What's your line?
I could do better for sure, but that's
I don't know. Okay, I'm always fascinated, and I've asked this. Like, I've gone on some dates with men on like dating apps, and I don't ask them anymore. But I used to ask them, like, do you ever worry about your safety? Like, do you ever? Because when I'm driving to a new date for the first time, I've got my escape plan, right? I've told my friends who I am. I've sent them a picture.
yes.
I'm very cognizant about where we're gonna meet.
Yeah.
And I wonder, so I used to, and they'd be like, oh no, like, what do you mean? I'd be like, well, did you even read the like safety precautions on Tinder? They're
Yeah.
like, they have those? Yeah,
Yeah,
like four
and you know
pages
what?
worth of them.
That's the day
Uh,
we live in right now is luckily there's safety precautions. So yeah.
yeah, and so so I'm always so fascinated about the man's experience when they tell me things like, oh, they tell me they're dating horror stories, and I'm like, what? Like, how is this possible? Because a lot of times, like I went through a stage where I was getting a lot of unsolicited pictures, even just through like Instagram, like DMs, because I need to
Oh,
set those filters you have. And
I'll show you. I'll show
and
you.
but I've had men say that women have done the same. And I'm like,
Interesting.
really? And
Interesting.
the same thing. I mean, do women slide into men's DMs? And now I know the answer. The answer is yes.
Guilty, but very not salacious. Like, hi, I'm from
No,
Canada.
but yes, yes.
Here's
Not
me
hey, baby.
in a hoodie sweater, you know, like no,
Mhm.
I don't send pictures, but yeah, I that's so interesting. You know, like the not dichotomy of men and women, but like we always think it's the men that are, you know, aggressive and pictures and blah blah blah, but I didn't realize it went the other way.
Yeah, it turns out that they do. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm all for equality and equity, so we're in there as well. I
100%.
guess it's a good time. Now, have you ever done the dating app thing?
Yes, so I've done the Tinder, I've done Hinge. I find it very overwhelming though. Like you match with so many people and
Mhm.
so many messages that I get overwhelmed and I deactivate it like within a
Yeah.
day or two. So that's
Mhm.
my problem. Like I don't give it a chance, but it is overwhelming, like I find.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that a lot, and I find it overwhelming as well. So when I first got on like 5 years ago, it was like fun. I hadn't
Yeah.
dated. I don't know if you know my story, but I was married for like 25 years.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
yeah. So when I first and I had never dated an adult. I'd been with my ex since I was like 18. I was married by 22,
Wow. Do you have
right?
kids? Sorry, do you have kids?
I do. I have three kids. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh.
So and I started dating, and I was lost. And I tell this story. I have a story that I tell online. Sorry, on it's one of my bits because when the first time I went on Tinder, because I was coming out of, I had just been divorced, and I didn't want to I didn't want to get married quickly again, right?
Yeah, I get
But I
that.
did want to start dating. I chose casual relationship, thinking it meant like casual dating, right? Like you date. That's not what it meant. But let me tell you, it made me very popular. It made me very popular.
That's so funny because there are little like qualities you can input like, you know,
Hmm.
monogamy,
Yeah.
non-monogamous, whatever,
Hmm.
casual. And
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, I'm sure dudes were like, "Hell yeah,
Hell
brother."
yeah. Casual did not mean what I thought it meant at all. So
Okay.
anyway, it's been a journey, and I do get like I now I find I go on, and like you said, like after like a couple of days, I'm like, I forget it. Like, why am I here? But do you?
It's
I mean, you mentioned the story about meeting somebody out by the water,
yes.
and you mentioned you met somebody at a grocery store. So
Yeah.
you tend to meet people out in the wild, it seems. Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, by accident, like people always say, oh, when you're not looking, you'll find the person. And I'm like, okay, well, I found the serial killer because this guy is crazy. I found, yeah, that guy at the water, terrible. The
mhm,
grocery store guy, also terrible. Uh,
sure.
and the worst part is the grocery store guy lives around the corner from me, from my condo. So like he'll be walking his dog and I'm like, Peanut, we're going left now because like I just want to avoid. So it's not as awesome as it seems, but it is kind of exciting, at the start.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
bring up a really good point, and because we were talking about the whole, when you go on a new date, you tell your friends where you are. I have friends that I
Yes,
share my location with. Like
me
we kind
too.
of go through that in our mind, and the concept of meeting somebody close by. So I do have like on a lot of the apps it tells you how far somebody is.
Yes, yeah, it
It's
does.
like there's a hot zone because I tend to I don't want to pick people that are too far. Like they need to be less than a 45-minute drive,
That's how I feel. Yes.
but they can't be too close. I had one experience where it was in the same, it told me they were like within 5 kilometers of me, and
So
I
close.
matched with them. And then it turns out they knew who I was. Like
Oh,
they'd seen me. And
awkward.
it creeped me out because
Yeah.
then they said that actually the pictures that they were using weren't their pictures.
Are you serious?
And
Like,
now, and that complete, because now I'm like, this person knows who I am.
yeah.
And I actually have no idea who they are. I did figure it out. And they actually live in my complex, and it's weird. Like, yeah.
Oh no. No.
So it's the same thing. And I'm like, I know now it's like if they're even because I live in a small city, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
no, nobody from here. Because you'd think in a big city, like you wouldn't run into people,
you'd
but
think.
I mean, but that's the thing with meeting people in the wild. It might be somewhere that you frequent.
I know, you would think. And like, luckily, I live in a condo that's 3 stories, and everybody that lives here is like 60 plus years old. Like, I
Yeah.
am convinced maybe it's a retirement home. I'm not quite sure. Like, why am I here? But I don't have that problem. I don't think I'll meet anyone
Like
anytime
in
soon.
your building. Okay. Yeah. It's
Sugar
weird.
daddy, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. There should be something that once you break up with somebody, like you get some kind of like, I don't know, force field that keeps them a certain amount of kilometers away.
Wouldn't that be nice? I would pay for that.
Yeah, that kind of would. Okay. Let's go back to our wheel and see what else we've got down the list. Ah,
Ooh, God.
your most I can fix the moment. Have you had?
Always. And
Oh.
it's unfortunate. Like, it's almost every relationship I've ever had in the past. No wonder I've been single for 5 years because I've been learning and growing, but always fix it, Emily. Like, Bob the Builder, Emily, always fixing it. And it never, people can't change unless they want to. And that's something I had to learn the hard way for sure. I'm trying to think of an example here because there's so many, but like, for example, a guy couldn't drive and I'm didn't have a license. And so I was like, teaching him, reading the book manual to him about, driving, all the signs and whatever. Um, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I have to say that one of the key things that I heard you say as you started to answer this question was, you've been single for 5 years, but you've been growing in
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can really relate to that as well because you see these relationships and you think like, we talked about this a little bit at the beginning. We talked about it as content, but it's also this. development that you learn a lot about yourself in these relationships.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So it sounds to me like you've learned, right? Like fix it, Emily. Like you're there, you're cheering people on. I did this in my marriage as well, right? It was like,
yeah,
I believe in you. And I'm like, well, but if you don't believe in yourself, like we're not gonna get anywhere. And
100%.
then you talked about the one relationship you had where it was almost like a year later when you finally sort of left them on red and let go. So do you feel like
Yes.
you held on to that maybe because you felt like you could change something or you could fix something in that relationship?
Yes. Yes. I thought I could fix like his relationship with his ex. I thought I could maybe be the altar for him that could sort of show him it's unhealthy and
Hmm.
you need maybe therapy or she needs therapy, something. I mean, I needed therapy as well.
Hmm.
Um, and it was how do I explain this? It was like almost life altering. Like it was so difficult that I just didn't know who I was anymore. And then once I got out of it and did my own work, therapy and whatnot, I really see things more clearly. And I guess the word narcissism could come into
Hmm.
place, where they don't realize perhaps what they're doing and how they affect other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel over the last, it's probably been a year and a half now, where it's a simple little phrase that has really helped me, which is two things can be true at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I can understand that this person is struggling, and I can understand that that person needs help, and I
Yeah.
can understand what drives their behavior,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean I need to be a part of that. And both those
Yeah.
things can exist at the same time. And that took me a really long time to get here.
Me too. Me too. And like, to add on to that, like I harbored so much resentment towards this person. It was making me sick. Like I was feeling so angry and so sick. And eventually, when I was able to let it go and just see it for what it is or what it was, um, that's when like the healing started. Like I couldn't even look at a gray Ford F-150 truck without getting
Oh,
pissed off.
those are, oh my gosh. I can absolutely relate to that. Yeah. I still have one of those in my mind. I still have one of those.
Yeah, so, and I was just pissed. And I'm just like, I hope it's him and I hope he drives off into the sunset. I don't know. But it doesn't bother me anymore. Thank God.
Yeah. Oh, good. You see, you've grown. You've
Yeah.
grown. Love that. It is hard though. It's so difficult. We hold on, we want to fix, and I don't know. I mean, I talk to a lot of female comedians. I don't know if it's a woman thing that we want to fix things, or if it's just a comedian thing that because we're all like we want the attention and we want everybody to be happy, and we think like our way is going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
Um, but I hear you on sort of on that whole front. It's a
Yeah.
hard place to be.
It is. And, being in this place now, I mean, albeit 5 years later,
Mhm.
I have peace. And I didn't have that for a very long time, especially all my past relationships, I didn't have peace. I feel like I was in fight or flight constantly, but
Mm.
now I can take a breath and sort of step outside of my thoughts, emotions, but like, holy, did that take a lot of work?
Long
Like,
time. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you're ahead of the game here because I'm gonna take a wild guess and think you're considerably younger than I am, right? And
No, I don't
and
think so.
but one of the things that I look back on is you always hear that cliche about loving yourself, right?
Yeah.
Loving yourself. I've been somebody who not somebody who suffers from like self-esteem issues. Like I've never been the type of person who stands in front of the mirror and is like, I actually think I suffer from reverse body dysmorphia.
I wish.
Like if I see a picture of me that I look bad, I'm like, oh wow, that's a terrible picture. That does not represent me at all. That's where my mind goes, right?
Love that.
But the thing that's new for me is that I thought and maybe this is my own type of control seeking or my own narcissism. that I thought that by giving people the benefit of the doubt, by trying to help people, I was being a good person.
Yeah.
Like I was being a good person. And me putting other people first was
Yeah.
me being a good person,
Yeah. 100.
right? And now, I mean, it's still a process, but I'm at a place where I'm like, no, like loving yourself is saying, I'm not going to do this for somebody else while I'm sacrificing myself
Yeah.
or pieces of myself. Or like you said, when you're not living in peace and you're not allowing yourself to live in peace for somebody else, that's not loving yourself. And
Yeah.
that's taken me a very long time to get to this point.
Oh my goodness, me as well. And I went to rehab in 2022 because I was drinking a lot, like
Mm,
very unhappy, unwell. And one of the people who was like a alumni, if you will, he said, "I love myself, and it's taken me 2 years." And I'm just like, well, how do you do that? Like, how do you love yourself? And I mean, I don't quite know the answer still, but
mhm.
part of it, I think, is just taking care of my own needs and,
Yes.
self-care and what do I want to do? What do I even like to eat? What do I like to laugh at? Like it just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my answer if anyone
Mhm.
ever asks me, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard.
So I had Kristen Doucette on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we had a conversation around. She was talking about like your identity within relationships and how sometimes we lose ourselves. And she said, it's taken a long time for her as well to kind of be at a place where um, to keep your own identity outside of relationships. And I know I used to do this too recently, and I don't. Whereas, if somebody liked football, then I liked football. Somebody liked horror movies, then I
Yeah.
liked horror movies, right? Like I was
Yeah.
kind of always attached to this other human. And I mean, and I was
Yeah.
married 25 years and we got together very young. So I think I kind of say this a lot is that part of our detriment was that we became one person,
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
right? As opposed to kind of, being our own individuals and being really really standing on our own, but
Yeah.
together, right? We should have traveled like this instead of traveled like is.
Yeah, that's yeah, fascinating. And hey, I'm guilty of that as well.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I just got back from Costa Rica and I was the MC at my friend's wedding, but there
Mhm.
was an MC from the man side.
Okay.
And so, anyways, he and I hit it off conversationally, and it was actually quite interesting. He would tell me what he likes, doesn't like, and wasn't afraid to tell me, like, hey, I don't like this, I like this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I just did the same, and I was like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. And oh gosh, that is not the old Emily. The old Emily
No.
would be
Yeah.
like, yes, I also, like you said, I also like football. I love
Yeah.
the Pittsburgh Steelers, or is that what they're, no, if that's
Yeah.
what they're called.
Whatever. Or you could have called them anything. I'd be like, yeah, Emily, that's the one.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, I totally get that.
I mean, I'll watch like the what do you call that? I was gonna call the Rose Bowl, but the big one,
Super
the
Bowl?
Super Bowl. Yes, I will watch the Super Bowl because I like the halftime show and I
Yes.
like snacks. I like chicken wings.
And that's what's up.
Watch the Super Bowl, but do not, no. And even like, I
No,
really like live sports, but I'm like, no, I don't want to go drive to the States and then sit in the cold in some
I
stadium full of
know.
people. No, I don't. Thank you. No, thank you.
I know. And it's way better to go to the States, like, regardless of what you said, just because, like, Leafs tickets, Toronto Maple Leafs, are insane, astronomical prices, but, like, it's cheaper to fly to or drive to Buffalo
Yeah.
or Detroit or something. And yeah, no, I hear
Enjoy
you.
a game somewhere else than it is
Yeah.
here. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
it's
like
crazy.
I like CFL. I will go to a CFL game, which like it's very unpopular opinion, right? Like I'm an
Oh,
Argos fan.
did they do tailgating at CFL?
You know what? I think they do. I bit of tailgating. I mean, I don't know. I don't do that, but the games are affordable. You go, I have a good time. I
Yeah.
go with my son. I do. I'm always scoping it out though. I'm always like, there's lots of men here, but yeah, no.
I
But
hope you meet someone tall and strong and
yes.
athletic.
That's exactly my type. A couple of tattoos, a beard, and a feminist. That's all I want. That's all I want. But
That's,
I,
is
I
it
haven't
too
found
much
one
to
yet.
ask?
Is that too much to ask? Really? Just a feminist football player? Like, I don't know.
Where are they
That
at? Where are they at?
Where are they at? Maybe
Where are they
here.
at?
Okay, like I'm gonna do a call out. So like if you're a feminist football player and you'd like a date, call me. Okay, that's my first time I do that on here. Emily, what's your type? What's your type? Like what kind of men do you like to date?
Okay, good question. So I had these like l list of things, but not really. Like someone funny for sure, or
Hmm.
like at least laughs at whatever I say.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better. But also mostly someone kind and that listens to me. And looks actually don't really matter to me. It's more so just like what's in the heart because anytime I find a man attractive and say they're rude or a bully or whatever, unattractive immediately. So to me, it's more so
Yeah.
what's in here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I agree with you. I know I was just joking about sort of
No,
the
I
tall, whatever.
know.
But what I find is that looks are a vibe.
Yeah.
Right, like they're a vibe. And I do have a preference for tall men. However, that doesn't mean that I won't date shorter men or short men. It's not like I see a man who's like under 5'9" and I'm like, no, I'm not dating him.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
naturally attracted to tall men. I think it's so funny because I've been this height since I was like 10 years old. So I
How
like
tall
feeling
are you?
small. Sorry.
How tall are you?
I'm only 5'6", but I've been 5'6" since I was like 10. So I've always felt huge. And funny story, because I was so tall as a kid, I grew up thinking I was tall. But I'm
Yes.
actually quite average for a woman, like for a woman.
Yeah,
So
you are.
I used to buy pants in tall sizes and they're always too long. And I couldn't figure out why until my ex-husband one day told me, "You're not tall anymore." And I must have been like 29 when I realized I wasn't tall.
Oh
But it
my
just goes to
God.
show you what you tell yourself and what other people tell you, you believe, right? And
It's
things
true.
change.
It's true. And back to your question about maybe type looks wise, I really do like dark hair, dark eyes. I'm not quite
Mhm.
sure why. So like any
Yeah.
Italians out there, you send me a DM. But yeah, no, but that being said, I mean, the MC that I connected with, he was
Mhm.
blonde with green eyes. So
Yeah,
who
because it's a
knows?
whole thing. Like it's a
Yeah.
whole thing. Like I find even on the dating apps, like when I swipe, I don't know that there's any consistency because
Yeah.
sometimes I just look at them and this is bad. Sometimes I look at him like, nah, he looks like a jerk. Right? Like even if
Me
he's like,
too.
I'm like, no. And then there's other guys who I wouldn't say would be like traditionally like
Yeah.
handsome,
Yeah.
but there's just something attractive about, I don't know, the smile or the way they look or whatever. So I've dated quite a range
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
men looks wise. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the hardest part about online dating, I find, is because it's all surface level. Like, what do you look like? How tall are
Yes.
you? What's
Mhm.
your job? Whatever. Like, people always say, like, first question, what do you do for work? And it's just like, okay, well, who are you as a person is what I want to know.
Yeah.
But it's all just kind of surface level, like, looks wise. And so I find that difficult as well because. I mean, you could be good looking, but also, like you said, a jerk or like,
Mhm.
absolute scum and just like left, right, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
so it's very difficult. It's very judgy, I find, very prejudiced. So
Yeah.
it makes it,
That's the way it's built, right? Like you
yeah.
have no, like my initial stop is on looks.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
And
what,
then I read.
yeah, I
Right?
do that
Because
too.
imagine reading every single like I don't know. So sometimes I feel like I one of my worst experiences ever dating was actually because I took that too seriously. Like I matched with the guy and I mean he was attractive enough or whatever. And then when we met, he looked nothing like his pictures. Like his pictures must have been over 10 years old
Oh, come
and a
on.
meth addiction to go. Like it was yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, like it
uh,
was bad. Like they were missing teeth and everything.
oh, you're not fooling
And
anyone.
and I still went on 3 dates because I felt like I was being shallow. Like I was like, I didn't want to
Oh,
be shallow. Now he turned out to be, I think I got out of there due to safety reasons. Um, but um, but yeah, but I was like, so now I find though, do you okay, now do you find this as well? I hear men talking sometimes, again, on social media,
yep.
about what women want and women wanting these crazy expectations and how they only want men with abs and this and that. And I'm like,
Oh,
true. Like the women that I talk to are more like this. Like you might have a preference, but like you're really kind of open. And it's the men who are setting these really high expectations for
aw,
themselves, I find. I feel
aw,
like men and women, we're both, I don't know, just not, not I think it's not lack of communication
and
generally in society enough, but
yeah,
I do feel for men because I think
me too.
I saw this thing the other day about how the GI Joes and the Superman and
Oh
all the
yeah.
toys men are playing with now are like these like crazy like abs and stuff where they used to not like back in the 80s, and it's setting these expectations for what men think they should look like or what women should like, and I'm like there's a disconnect because most women that I talk to are not looking for that. Like I love, and men don't think, I love a bald man and I
Ooh,
love a hairy man. So it's funny. So
me
like I want
too.
it inverted, right? So I like a man with like hair on his chest, and if
Me
he's bald,
too.
I'm good, right?
Oh
Which
yeah.
but a lot of men think not. Like a lot of men think like the worst thing that could happen to them is to be bald. And then they also think that, hair is unattractive. I grew up in an age of Tom Selleck. Like that's my guy.
Oh God, if I could marry Stone Cold Steve Austin, I would. I don't know if you know him. He's bald.
No, I know Steve
Oh,
Austin. Yes.
Stone Cold Stunner me anytime. Like I think I had a crush on him. I printed out
My God.
pictures of him in grade 8 and put him on my agenda. I was
Okay.
obsessed. So
Yes. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I'm with
Steve
you. I'm
Austin.
with you.
Oh, now you've got me having little flashbacks. Yes.
I
Oh my God.
know.
Okay.
Monday
Um,
Night Raw, 100%.
yes. Yes. Oh my God. I used to watch a lot. I don't anymore, but I used to watch a lot of wrestling.
Me
Uh,
too.
wow. Okay. We're going to move. I'm having too much fun with you, and we're
I
running out
know.
of time. We are going to move into our this or that
Okay.
segment. I'm going to give you a choice between two things, and you get to you just pick one. Okay. Uh, so makeup free at home or always a little glam?
Makeup free.
Free? Okay. Would you prefer a partner who overshares or one who's a little mysterious?
Hmm. That's a good one. Maybe, maybe mysterious, I think.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, maybe
Which do you
mysterious.
feel you are? Do you think you're an oversharer or you're a little mysterious?
I used to be an oversharer, but now
Hmm,
I'm a bit more reserved. But like, say we were dating for a long time, long story short, I would like him to be an oversharer eventually.
okay. But
Yeah.
at the beginning, you like a little mystery.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you believe, would you prefer a slow burn romance or love at first sight?
I mean, I secretly would love to have love at first sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, long voice notes or short texts to receive?
I would prefer maybe long voice notes. Short texts give me I get self-conscious. I'm like, they hate me.
What's this mean? Sure. The worst thing I could get is sure.
Oh God. Yeah, forget it. Yeah, probably long voice notes.
Matching energies or opposites attract?
Ooh. Oh God, that's so hard. I would say in this time of my life, I would like to match an energy with somebody. Yeah.
Morning person partner or a night owl partner?
Well, I'm a morning person. It's super annoying. Everyone hates it. So maybe a night owl. So then, well, they can wake me up when they're going to bed.
Okay, how about this? Being the planner or letting them plan?
Oh, they can plan. That was
They
easy.
can plan.
That's
Yes.
easy.
Oh, I'm like that. Stay in and cuddle or go out and explore?
Ooh, probably both, but I do like being inside and I'm a homebody. So yeah, in cuddle. In
Okay.
cuddle.
And last one, dating somebody older or dating someone younger?
Absolutely older every time.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Feels
you're not into the
I
young men.
no, I can't. And I don't know what they're saying half the time. I don't even know what they're saying.
You know what's funny? I used to say that young men were a lot like puppies because they were cute to look at, but I didn't want to have to train one.
Oh God. Perfect analogy. Seriously, perfect analogy. And I ain't nobody got time for that. For train.
Even though I used to say, are you familiar with that song, I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age?
It
It's
sounds
kind of like
familiar.
a reggae kind of song. So
It
I'll
sounds
play it.
familiar.
I would sing it for you. It goes, I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age. Anyway, this was a big hit
Hey,
when I
you're
was
brave. You're brave.
yeah. Thanks. And it's funny because when I was like, when I thought, like, when I was like 18, 22, like that was hot. Like, I'm in love with a man twice my age, right? Like a
Yes.
nice, like 40-year-old, whatever. But I'm turning 50 now. That song
No,
just
you're
doesn't hit the
not.
same. Yeah,
No, you're
I'm turning
not.
50 in May. Yeah.
Girl, your skin, everything on
It's
point.
the
Yeah.
ring light. Thank you.
No, oh my God. I thought you were in your 30s. I thought we were the
Oh,
same age.
I told you no. I'm like, when you just said that Stone Cold Steve Austin was in your agenda and in your grade 8 locker, I'm like, oh yeah, she thinks I'm younger. I
No,
had a crush
seriously.
on Steve Austin when I was married, so
He's hot though.
he is, and he still is. He's actually aged well.
Good for, you know what? Good
Yeah,
for
he
him.
has aged well.
Good for him. I'm proud
Yes,
of him.
definitely, definitely. Okay, I do have one more question, and that is, do you have any relationship New Year resolutions?
Ooh. Honestly, simply put, uh, be myself no matter what.
Hmm,
No matter what. And the right person will come eventually or not. And I'm
that
okay
is,
with
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
okay.
Well, imagine living your life attached to somebody you're having to pretend. Like we talked about that, right? It's
We did.
exhausting to
It
pretend you're
is.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think that is a great resolution.
yeah,
Like I said, this is what
2026.
I'm kind of really I'm enjoying having these conversations because I said there is an age gap between us, but it's very like you still have these very same kind of experiences, right? Like these are things that I'm still like, yeah, like I'm really,
Yeah.
you know, finding like who I am and this is it. Like this is what you get.
Yeah.
And I'm not changing. I mean, I do see a therapist and I do work on I acknowledge where I have my issues
Me
and I
too.
work on those, but I'm kind of like my problem and that's
Yeah.
it.
100.
Uh,
Yeah, that too. And also like, you know, can't fix anyone else's problems. Just fix myself and be happy with myself. Love
mhm.
myself. So to
Yeah. But the thing is, I think that's become such a cliche, right? So I said it
I
to,
know.
oh, I love myself. And you're like, oh, I love it. But it's true, right? Like it really is about seeing yourself as a full person deserving of everything that you believe you deserve, that you set aside. And I feel like as women, and we do this, it doesn't matter if you're married, if you've got kids, I mean, all kinds of women, and the common theme is that you sacrifice a lot of yourself for somebody else, and it's not always even a romantic partner. It's everybody.
True. True.
It's your parents, your brothers and sisters, your cousins, your coworkers, like
Oh yeah.
your clients,
Oh my
right? Like you
God.
just you put them first. And like I said, for me, I realized that um yeah, I always thought I was being a good person. And I always thought, and then I realized, well, part of it, I'm on a high horse that I need to get off of. And two, this whole good person business is just control. Like again, this is with help with a therapist, but it is me trying to control the way things I want to be. And I've gotten better. I'm not 100%, but I have gotten better. And I do have started to feel that being comfortable with being okay with this happens to me with my kids sometimes is like they don't like something and I say, oh, that's okay. If I were you, I wouldn't like it either. But that doesn't change, right? Like I can't
Yes.
give you a ride somewhere because I'm no longer overextending myself. And
Good.
I understand that you're upset. I would be too. But that doesn't
Yeah,
mean I'm going to change my mind. And that I find is loving yourself, is putting yourself,
yes.
yeah.
It's such hard work. And you remind me of like when I was working at the jail. I'm
Mm,
like a morning person, so I would come in bubbly, loud, whatever, laughing. And people there are not morning people. And they would say to me, Emily, could you be less you?
mm,
And then I did eventually.
yeah.
I just it pushed everything down that was myself and
Mm.
uh, never doing that again. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel okay. I feel like I could talk to you for hours. I'm gonna
I
have to
know.
bring you back. I'm gonna have to bring you back, but we are running out of time. Emily, where can we find you? They want to
So
follow you.
my tag on Instagram, TikTok is blank stare comedy because anytime I say something, people look at me bewildered. So
Thank you.
blank stare comedy and yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, well, thank you so much, Emily. Lots of fun having you on here. I can't wait to talk to you again. And I can't wait. I gotta look you up to see when you're, I can't, I want to see you on stage. I think that that'll be so much fun. And for all of you watching, please find Emily, give her a follow. Also find Dating as a Joke on Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube. And give me a follow at Diana B. And we'll see you next time on Dating as a Joke.